home? Well, you might need to ask your neighbours what they think first. New South Wales is considering reforms that would force homeowners and developers to consult neighbours on their plans before they're lodged with council. The planning minister is hoping it will remove the element of surprise from the system. Currently, neighbours are only informed when council receives the application and they can then lodge objections. But the government says this method provokes hostility. Kelly, do you think the changes are a good idea?
Well, I can see both sides actually. I think I live in a neighbourhood in Brisbane in inner city called West End, and we're going through a lot of this at the moment where it's sort of an old, cooler, grungy, arty kind of suburb, but it's being quite gentrified at the moment. There's a lot of old houses and old buildings, in particular a great old market that's sort of being swept aside for all these shiny new buildings, and I think people who live in the neighbourhood are feeling a bit under attack. So, and a lot of them, only find out about things after the fact or when it's too late to put into the complaint to the council. So, there's been sort of campaigns going on to try to save certain buildings, and it just never works, obviously, because it's already all gone through. So I think, it's important that that people in the neighbourhood feel like they're having a say in how their neighbourhoods are going to look in the future. But on the other hand, I can see, like, I've renovated myself and having to get our neighbours' approval to raise our house a metre so that we can build in underneath. And luckily we had great neighbours, but if we didn't have great neighbours, I'm sure having to ask every neighbour in every suburb of New South Wales is going to turn into a nightmare.
And that was my point, Tim. What if your neighbours aren't very nice? They're going to kick up a stink either way, right?
Well, exactly. This, I think, falls into that category of good idea, not sure it's going to work in reality. I mean, imagine if you've got a renovation that's going to really impact on your neighbours. They're not exactly going to welcome you in the door for a cup of tea and tell me how you're going to block my view. That's awesome. Come in, let's have a nice cordial chat about it. So I think if your renovations are not going to impact on your neighbours, of course they're not going to have a problem with it. But I get what they mean by removing the element of surprise. Maybe the solution is when you lodge your application with the council at the same time, a notification is sent to your neighbour as well, so that they're brought into the picture early on. But having to get your neighbour's approval from the get-go, there's going to be all sorts of neighbourhood wars. Having said that, a current affair is going to have material forever.
Oh, they'll be loving it, all right. And to finish off today, we all have